depression. Every time I'm like, Freddy Fazbear's gonna get me.
Oh my god.
That's good. That's good.
That was pretty funny.
Literally, he's a bear, and he's like all up in my face, and he sounds like an animatronic.
Yeah,
They're
his
making
face
a new game.
Is it scary?
I don't know. I only played the first 2 games ever. I don't know about the new ones.
Dude, I loved playing fucking Five Nights at Freddy's with Mariah.
I'm so
and when Mariah would leave, I would get like basically beat by my mom for being loud when I was told not to be loud while she was doing her homework.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that, Kenzie?
Yeah, I didn't like that game because you just sat in the chair and you just waited for them
You
to
don't
come get you.
understand though, Kinsey. Once you get past the first night, it gets so intense. And then once you fuck up and you get that fucking bunny after your ass.
Or that fox.
That's why I meant the fox. Foxy, bro,
Also,
you peep at Foxy's camera. This is him behind the curtain. He like.
Oh, I don't like that.
And then he's like, oh.
Look, there's a hole in my shirt. So my ears.
Dude, I would laugh at Mariah when she'd have the controller, but when it was in my hands, I was screaming. That's why.
This is why we started playing, because I told Kaylin after we were looking for another scary game, you know, because we had just Below Nightmares. I said, there is no way Five Nights at Freddy is that scary. Difficult? Sure. Scary? No. And Kaylin and I sat down determined to play this game.
Dude. Who was the only person
scared?
who was the only person on Mariah's last birthday who did not put the VR on?
Mariah.
She did.
Kaylin didn't. I
did not.
Twice.
I watched y'all played and I laughed.
The moment that VR got on me and I felt like I was in the damn church, I was like, oh god.
It was bad. I didn't think that VR
Mariah
could be
did
that
better
bad.
than I did. And usually I'm less scared in horror games. I don't know why Mariah. I think she had a drive to survive.
Kinsey, that was the second time I played it, and I was still scared.
Y'all kept making Colin finish it for you.
Yep.
Well, one, I didn't really understand the VR stuff, so I felt extra scared because since I didn't know the buttons that well, like if I got caught or if somebody came out of nowhere, I genuinely didn't know how to run away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first game you really couldn't get caught. You were just doing the motions. It's okay. I watched Colin play the next 2 levels, and it was still scary. And then next time when he sets it back up, I'm going to make him do the last level.
I try it again, but I'm afraid that I'm going to have a mental breakdown again because I fell to my knees because of how scared I was.
You think they have VR Animal Crossing?
That'd be amazing.
Dude, that would be like heaven.
Just imagine
I would never leave.
But imagine hold on. Picture this though. You're like trying to catch a butterfly, right? And like you're sneaking up on it, you catch it, and you put it in your pocket. You turn around and your most annoying villager is like standing right behind you, trying to like give you an emote.
Like, this, like in the screen, like their face is like fish bowl, you know?
Or that fucking bunny, the Easter bunny.
Oh
he's
my
just
god.
in the distance, like doing his little bunny hop.
I've never
if
seen
Animal
that guy.
Crossing was real and I really did have my island, I would ban him from the island. I would ban him and that fuck ass bird that always falls onto your island.
Oh yeah, because get yourself together, girl. Like
there's a reason why they kick you off the fucking boat, dude.
She's like the embarrassing girl at the club that's getting too drunk, and it's like you gotta go.
And then when I would come to your island, if they were there, I'd be even more mad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to like?
No,
say...
actually, Kaylin requested.
I already requested. No, I have sausage in my mouth. Hold on. You're listening to post.
It's Kaylin's week. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're listening to Post Credit Depression, where we discuss this week's current hyperfixation. My name is Kaylin. I'm eating breakfast.
Oh.
My name's Mariah, and my fun fact is the cats started walking on their own.
Aww.
My name's Kinsey, and my fun fact is that I finally got a vanity after like a year of looking for one on Facebook Market.
Golf clap. And today we're going to be talking about Dress to Impress.
That was wild.
I think we definitely have to review that at some point because you guys are making me laugh with that shit. I told Corey that he needs to play that with Colin, and that we have to like judge their outfits.
Dude, Mariah and I are already gonna make a server. Like, we're gonna pay 100 Robux to have a server so that we can have a private, like, sesh.
But it's funnier when people are around.
Well, it's just
Yeah.
for Kaylin to farm like fucking
Yeah.
monies.
You guys don't have to participate in the farming, but that's the only way you get cool outfits, so I gotta go farm stars. For perspective, I'm at 1,500 stars for playing for about a week. You need 25,000 to get the big pretty dress. So I'm gonna be farming.
25,000. Okay, but
You
how
see
hard
what
is it
happens
to
in this
find
life?
them?
This is a game for kids, and they're supposed to have fun and play and get the dress as they want, and the adults in the world have ruined it.
They have.
I know. They make it so
What
not
about
fun
the
for me.
10-year-olds, Kaylin, that can't get on Discord to farm their stuff? What about those kids?
I was once that kid. We have McDonald's at home. You have Little's Pet Shop already at home.
I was obsessed with Farmville, and the only way you could enjoy Farmville is if you spent real human money, and I think I spent like $500 on that game at the age of 11, which, considering $500 was worth so much more than it is now, like, that's quite embarrassing.
I
There's
spent
children.
money on the Kim Kardashian game.
Really?
Oh my gosh, Mariah. Wow, you helping put food on North's platter. I almost said North Coast.
Nah, that game's deleted.
There are
and gone
children.
forever now.
Yeah, there are children in this Roblox game who beg for VIP, and my perspective on it is like kids have to go do without, like, for a certain extent. Now they should still get.
Guys?
It's the room you can't get into unless you have VIP. It's where the angel wings are and a bunch of other really cool dresses and shoes. But it's like this magical room you can't walk into. But there's still plenty of options in the rest of the room for you to win. In fact, I think that some people who like rely on VIP too much, it's like you can't really like win that way. You gotta have other fits. But I just think it's funny because I don't know. I think it's a rite of passage that a kid has to just like almost think outside the box, like, all right, if I use my birthday money and I wait, I can get VIP and I can do this. Like, they need to think like that. Otherwise, they're going to be a Nepo baby, just like North.
They don't understand what we went through with Club Penguin.
Yeah, dude, you couldn't just get, like, the cool color puffles. You had to, like, work for it. Or the cool decor in the bedroom. I had a pretty pimped out crib, Kinsey, I'm not going to lie. And I worked hard for it as a kid.
You needed money for Club Penguin, bro. You needed money to really succeed in that bitch.
You did actually. So
my dad paid for Club Penguin VIP.
Bro,
I didn't have Club Penguin VIP. I had an empty igloo.
I had the one puff that they give you for free.
Me too. And I was like, hey,
the red or the blue one?
I had the blue one.
We're eating cardboard for dinner tonight. Like, that was me and Club Penguin.
I had a pink one.
Wow, wow.
I don't even want to hear it, bro. My family's not buying shit for me that had to do with that stuff.
Any sort of microcurrencies.
If I could go back, I would ask my parents to play for money for me to succeed at Toontown.
Mm-hmm.
I would lie that I needed money for school, and then I would use it on the video.
How did you put it on the online though?
I went and bought a card at the store.
Oh yeah, I didn't know those existed when I was a kid.
Ooh.
I think what's fucked up, and I'm not going to name names, but Kinsey knows relatives who literally have their parents' credit card on Fortnite, like, and unsupervised. They just, like, click and buy.
Yeah.
And I've seen, personally, my brothers, they kind of do, like, a birthday money sort of situation. Like, they usually get a bunch for their birthday. But they'll literally accumulate between grandparents, aunts, fucking mom and dad, like, everybody, at least $100 in Robux. I'm not even kidding. They'll accumulate that amount, and the quickness that they spend that. And I'm like, dude, if an EMP blast were to come from the sun and kill all internet, like, all that money's gone. All that value.
I think about Genshin and I get really nervous.
Kids over here being the
Roblox. Just pull
Roblox.
the plug on Genshin tomorrow.
Fortnite
would
could
never
too.
know the ending or nothing.
I'd have to print out every character so that I could look at them forever.
Do you think that people will have a will for their accounts with all of these, like, some people's Fortnite account has to be thousands of dollars worth.
I see people who give away their accounts for money.
Can you put it on your will that I get the Genshin account?
What the fuck?
I'm more caught up with the
Of
lore.
course Mariah's
Kaylin.
gonna get it. What do you mean, Mariah plays
Kaylin,
more?
you didn't sit on our FaceTimes while she fought and defeated Raiden Shogun, and then
You
Raiden
didn't do
Shogun.
the R&R quest with me.
You didn't do the R&R.
You know what? Mariah did. He earned it.
I told Kinsey one day we're gonna have to finish that thing.
But I have a problem with this arrangement.
What?
I have a problem with this arrangement because
Please share your grievances.
if I were to die, Kenzie would probably get my Fortnite because I got all them girly skins she'd be wanting.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, ha 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 ha.
What do you bring to the table, Mariah?
What do I bring?
Yes, what do you
In
bring?
terms of digital currency?
Yeah, micro
Bro, jack
transactions
shit.
in video games.
Nothing,
Yeah,
because I don't participate in that.
yeah. So I don't
But you
understand
can-
why you're
you
part of
can
this
get-
deal.
Let me think really hard about something that you can get that's really limited. You can get my Sonic Battle Adventure 2 game and my
It's weak.
GameCube.
So
and
Can
my
I
Wii.
keep your Guitar Hero guitar?
Yeah, you can keep the
All
Guitar
right,
Hero
you
guitar.
can be in here. You can come in.
You can-
Come through.
Those are
Come
very
through, come
limited.
through. We read the list wrong. read those down.
Those
You're
cost
actually
a
in.
lot of money. You can have both of those.
Yeah, I missed your name on the list. Come right through.
But if I die, you have to beat Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for me.
I
because I've
promise.
never beaten it.
Right,
I
just
promise.
imagine if I died and you got my Genshin account and you're like, damn, I have like almost every 5-star now.
I'd also be like, damn, I actually have to finish the game.
You know, at that
In your
point
honor,
though,
if you died, I'd actually have to beat the game.
dude, at that point though, yeah, because like you don't have to do all the grinding. Kenzie has
I'd have
done
to
it
do
for
the
the
game
past
at least every
years.
day in King's honor, though.
You'd only have to do Natlin, Snezhnaya, and then they're gonna have a Celestia
Please say
level.
that again.
Snezhnaya. That's what it's called.
She said
And
it's so nerdy.
That's how you say it. What
We
do
don't
you mean?
even know if that's all of it, though, Kinsey. Like, they might have, what's his name, Danslif's story, because he's from, like, that different world. They might have that shit. I have a theory. Maybe all the gacha games that Genshin created are actually secretly entwined somehow, like Hoyoverse
First
games.
of all,
and
they
maybe
are,
the
Mariah.
worlds
Didn't you know
are
that they
actually
are?
those worlds. And when that girl came in through Child into the other dimension, he's actually just in a different Hoyoverse game.
Mariah, I
What?
hate to tell you, but that's not a theory. That's the truth. They're all connected.
That sounds like a
Like,
Child,
Hawkeye Star Rail and
child's not here anymore.
No, he's still alive. We don't know
stuff.
what he's at.
Child's not
Sorry, I
here
forgot.
anymore.
My traumatic on again off again relationship with Child is still going. Everyone, don't worry.
Spoiler alert. Chat.
Hey, I'll hate them might be hot, but Child has a way of keeping you stuck on him.
It's
He
like
does.
right when I think I moved on, Child comes back into the game, and I'm like, damn it.
I used
That
to
movie
like
brought me
literally
back.
bully Child Stand so hard. I was like, I don't see what you guys seeing. Like, you guys are actually need to be institutionalized. And then, like, I don't remember what it was, but there was some sort of cutscene with him, and I was like, wait.
It's giving that boy in high school that like you shouldn't fucking like, but you do, and he's like a loser, and you're like, I can't tell any of my friends that I have a crush on this boy.
But he has that secret charm.
Yeah.
I love the headcanons you come up with, Mariah. They're always like the most nichey high school tropes. Like, but they're nichey enough to be unique, but they're still tropey and like cheesy, and I love it.
Brian and I come up with headcanons. We could do it for hours. And
Yeah.
we're like laughing at this fake ass world where we're like, that'd be funny. That'd be really good.
I love it. So, Kaylin,
Yes, ma'am.
we've changed up your week in honor of what event?
I thought about it. I was like, dudes, Hozier time is here, and it's now. It's upon us, like a storm. It's
Yes,
here, and
literally like a storm.
it's time. So I've had to drop everything, and I was just like, dudes, we got to talk about Hozier. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
He literally flew into Ohio in a storm.
he flew
Like,
into Ohio in a
literally.
storm. So we. How much do we want to diverge? Because obviously, if we specify about our storm situation at Hozier, it kind of gives off our
Let's talk
location.
about the
Do we-
whole day. Well, everyone knows we're in the Cleveland area. We've talked about it.
Okay. Anyways,
Here, I'll also share this.
where do we begin? Do we begin with just like where it all began? How Kinsey fell in love with Hozier, listening to it, getting ready in the bathroom mirror in the morning, listening to Sunlight, and I'm like, who is this? Like, you know,
Well, no, we can't
angel
do that.
singing.
We talk about Hozier often. We have talked about everything, how Kinsey
Watch
found
stream.
Hozier, how she shared us with Hozier. So
Ooh,
we can just
thanks.
talk about our experience at the concert.
Yeah, let's talk about. Why don't we talk about pre concert, so getting ready / the storm, and then we'll talk about like the trek there, kind of settling in, and then we'll talk about the songs and.
Yeah, I pulled up the set list just to refresh our memories. I will say that I'm very glad that we got to go to the concert. I know that we talked about it like it was a fever dream for so long, so I'm glad we committed.
Mm-hmm. Kinsey's gone.
I'm back.
Pick up your podcast iPad. She's not about to pay attention to the rest of the podcast.
Actually, I was about to show you guys an image. Wow. Wow, Mariah.
Anyway, I did not get ready for the concert because I didn't have any nice clothes, but you guys got all cute and dolled up.
Thank you. I was just about to
Thank
ask
you.
about our fits, but you know what, Mariah? I love the gender is a social construct shirt paired with the non-binary flag in your hair, because I was like, if you didn't get it the first time, like if you could see it from the front, you should see it from the back. Like that's what it was giving. Like you were.
This person can think that gender is still a social construct. I had to make sure they knew.
And just in case they didn't know what the flag meant, like just spell it out for them.
Yeah, it's not.
So credit where credit is due.
I did found my pride flag, however, but I'm gonna keep it for the next time.
When he pulled the pride flag out, I looked at Mariah. I was like, Mariah, Rachel, show me. Like,
oh my gosh.
Like, okay. So, Kinsey, do we want to talk about our fits?
Yeah, but wait, look at this. Can you guys see this?
What hold on. No, I can't.
Wait.
Oh.
Stream. Never mind. I tried sharing something. Maybe I can just share it in like an image.
Try it again.
No, don't worry. I'm afraid.
And oh my god.
All right, go to just anime.
I'm here.
Would you put it in like the general chat or what?
It's under media under anime.
Okay, so that is not. It's just anime. Oh, Kinsey!
I was getting yelled at this whole time.
Kinsey!
I haven't finished it yet, though. Isn't it funny?
I love it. I'm literally tearing up. It's so cute.
Thank you.
I am actually. I have
sandals, and I ruined it and gave them fucking sneakers.
I'm actually crying. That's so cute.
I know. I teared up when she told me last night.
I'm gonna put your smudge emo goth makeup on it at some point, but
I love it. You did the t-shirt so cute.
Thank you.
That's so funny too, because originally, like, we kept moving spots, but in the end, I put you back in the middle. Y'all were like, come over here, because y'all had a clearer shot to him, but like where I was had a better shot.
But anyways, you were talking about the clothing, so. For our clothes,
oh my gosh.
Did you just want me to say like my opinion about my outfit and your outfit?
Yeah, go ahead. Like, talk me through what was your vision for your outfit, and why you chose what you chose.
Well, as you guys know, that I'm a secret emo, right? Yeah, it's all internal. Yeah. I actually love
color pop emo.
I'm a color pop emo where it's like I like black backgrounds with colorful patterns on top. But obviously, Hozier is not rainbow colored like my personality. He's only like dark, moody colors. So I was like, obviously, we're gonna stick to those. But the Unreal Unearth album to me is just like so red and purple and like chaos looking. So I have this top, it's like a velvet top, and it isn't purple, but it has like these beautiful burnt reds and oranges and a lot of brown, which obviously has dirt on that album.
That's what I was getting from it.
It kind of looks like the end of the world apocalyptic kind of color palette, which is why I thought it was perfect. And it's like
the color the sky is when the what do they call that day? Judgment Day comes,
Exactly. It looked like Judgment Day. So I wore that, and it's like a crop top with a tie in the back, and then I wore black shorts because it matched it, and I wore my Blood Red Ox Doc Martens, and they have like a nice sheen to them. And I really just wanted to kind of look like still feminine with like moody, edgy colors. My makeup ended up just looking like bright orange hot pop star and not as moody as I'd like it to. But I will say that there is like a way
Something
of
about
making.
that lighting messed us up when we were doing our makeup.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
both of our makeup looked dark.
when we were in the mirrors, we looked hot. Like we looked like sexy. When we were in the bathroom too at Blossom, I was like, damn, I'm serving right now. And I don't feel like I'm serving this way under legitimate light. You know?
I feel the same way. Like mine was a lot more smokier and dark, and like in person, it felt like it went up like 3 shades. I agree.
No. Tell me about your outfit. Why did you choose your outfit?
Well, first of all, I loved your outfit. I feel the same way. What I liked about it, was, you are mentioning a lot of like reddish colors in it, but like it's like the kind of like red that you see in copper colors, like a very like intense, like rusty kind of color, and
Yeah,
I
rusty.
liked. Yeah, it definitely felt like something uncovered, unburied, and then there's browns in it, and then little pops of like like not golds, just like it had this like aura to it, and I loved the necklace you picked. I think it was perfect. Obviously, I convinced you to wear the black shorts because you needed to have a little bit of functionality because it was a walk, at the specific venue we were at. So I was like, make sure you're comfortable. Hozier is not going to be able to see your shorts.
Yeah.
Um, but I loved it. For mine, oh my gosh, it's so funny because as Hozier was even singing his like not Unreal Unearthed songs, I was still having a good time. And I remember when we recorded those ones, like I would say Kinsey was the number one fan, and Ryan and I were like up and coming fans, but still I was just like, not reserved. I was just like, yeah, it's good. And there was just something about Unreal Unearthed that like locked and clicked in with my Scorpio side. I just really delve into it, and when I found out more lore about the songs, it felt like literal fucking poetry. So in preparation, I read Dante's Inferno, and I would update these two, and they're like, "Yeah, we saw that on Twitter already," and I'm like, "Okay, no, I guess you don't have to read it." But I felt really attached to a lot of the stories, and it was like only like the third chapter, I think, like Canto 3, where they get into Francesca. So like really early on, I think they get into my favorite part of the story, because the deeper they go, the meaner the sinners get, and like the worse the interactions get between Dante and the sinners. But like there's this really sweet moment where like Dante's like crying for Francesca because he feels so much pity for them. He's like, you guys fell in love and you're stuck in hell, like, and Dante in the story literally faints. He's like, it's so overwhelming that, they're suffering for all eternity because they're in love. And something about that right off the bat, being in chapter 3 of this book, I already knew I wanted to wear like a Francesca shirt. So I got a black t-shirt from Etsy. I'll have to give Mariah a link if y'all want to go check it out. But it was Gustave Doré is the artist, and I'm pretty sure it was a wood engraving, like wood engraved ink press. I think that's it, or maybe it was like metal. I don't know, but it's this very pretty art of Francesca and Paolo, and you can see the souls in this hurricane of like, like the storm sweeping all these souls away, and they're just like they look like angels, honestly, the way that they're like floating up, and in the background you can see Dante and Saint Vincent kind of looking on the scene, and they're going through a tour of hell, so that's when they got to that circle 2 of hell for lust. And oh my gosh, there's just something about like, well, I'll get into this when we get to that part of the song, but like there was just so much like that was such a big part of this concert for me, like the fact that there was a storm and all that, but we'll get into that in a minute. But I also wore kind of like a really desaturated pinky beige cargo pant, and then I wore just some hiking boots for comfort, even though I got a blister from them. And then I did really, really emo smudged out eyeliner. I was really excited by my Smashbox eyeliner because it was smudge proof, and yes, bitch, it was awesome. And I made a really cute intense eyeliner look that I don't normally do because usually eyeliner doesn't stay on like that, but I invested for the concert.
Yeah, I felt like it was super, like, I love how I keep saying the word emo, so I bet anybody who's actually cool in emo is like, these girls are not emo. But to me, it looked grungy and emo, and I was like, yeah, I like that blur and that intensity. And if you guys had seen Kaylin's makeup, you would have.
It was a vibe. It was a whole vibe.
She looked like she was gonna step on me.
Thank you, guys. I was excited
in the other
by
world
it.
where Kaylin and I are dating, That's Dylan's go-to look.
We were talking about that in the bathroom.
What about me?
Well,
No,
Kinsey,
in
there's
another
a difference. In
listen.
another world, you and I were lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we're talking about the world with the Greyhounds.
There's multiple multiverses, and there's a multiverse out there where Kaylin and I started dating after working at Walgreens.
There is a multiverse where Kinsey and I live in Washington and we have Greyhounds.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, so we get dressed, we go to this venue. I've never been to Blossom, so this was my first experience, and we walked there. And I think I was just so excited that the walk really wasn't that big of a deal to me. But I felt sexy and hot and cool, and we were walking there. I was like, this is amazing. And then we got to the event. Unless there's anything else you guys wanted to add about that walking bit.
No, I mean, it was nice seeing, like, all the other people dressed up in their little fits that fit the vibe. It was nice seeing bisexual girls with their straight boyfriends.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. It was like all of... But you know what's interesting is you could tell... Okay, this... Oh my god. I already sound so judgmental and so classist. Jesus Christ. This is just because I'm now in my mid, like, heading towards late 20s, where I can tell new money from old money. I could tell who was so young with their, like, either witchy or ethereal style, because it had this TikTok, Gen Z kind of, like, spin on it, and I could tell who was, like, I don't know, legitimately... I don't know, knew the style, or at least like lived in the style.
Like they were actually a part of that style, not just for tonight.
Yeah, like I could tell who had like tailored taste or like a wardrobe at home, and then and it's like, oh yeah, you listen to Hozier, and then I'm like, you listen to Too Sweet. Like, maybe that's really judgmental of me to say.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Jesus, I was like, but it was still a fun time. Like I never like I wasn't judging them. It was just like, wow, I feel old. Like. There's all these kids out here and they're like skibbity excited for this man to sing Too Sweet.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Kaylin, you're gonna get canceled. Anyways,
yeah,
so
right.
at the Blossom Pavilion event, sitting down, I didn't know we were that close, and I more so couldn't visualize it when you showed me where our seats were. I don't go to concerts, so I was like, this is gonna be a surprise until I get there. So. Yeah, I know he was like a little man in front of us technically from how far we were, but I've actually never even been that close to anyone in a concert. I've been even further away. So I was like, oh my god, oh my god. When he came out on the stage, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, he's so real. I can touch him right here, you know?
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I mean, like, I know Kaylin's never really been to a concert either, so I was glad that you guys were, like, thrilled about, like, where we were sitting and everything, because, yeah, sometimes, like, you see people at, like, arenas and you're so far back, right? So
that is true.
Really excited about it all.
I will say, like, I wouldn't have wanted to be any further back for going, like, and the thing is some people have different, like, standards when it comes to how they want to enjoy their performance, or they're like, you know what, I'm fine with spending $100 and listening to him live and just kind of seeing him from a distance or on the TV, but, like, I would say even from where we were sitting, he still felt very much from a distance, like, he was, I couldn't make out his face, like, that's how far away he was, but you're right, some people literally are in stadiums and, like, the star is, like, an ant away, like,
but I also think it depends on, like, who you're seeing or how much you care about people. Like, for instance, I saw Ed Sheeran and I was in the lawn and I didn't really care to see him. I was there more just to hear him sing live versus, like when a young Mariah wanted to see One Direction, I was like, get me as close as fucking possible to those boys.
That's how I feel about Hozier for sure. I would go again and spend even more money to sit closer.
I will say the pictures and videos
tickets when they're actually on sale versus resales will get better spots.
Yeah, the spots people got close to this, or sorry, the pictures and videos from people close to the stage, like, I was like, dang, that looked like a lot of fun, like, being that close. Like, I don't know. I was watching on the TV, but I was trying as much as possible to keep looking back at him. You know what I mean? It's just, like, once in a while, like, when he'd sing certain parts, I'd look up to see what is, like, you know, how he was performing it, how passionate he was singing it. Yeah, but, like, I tried to look at him because I was like, I can't see him, you know?
The fucking hit videos.
Yeah, I just wanted to, like... I wanted to sit under the pavilion so that we didn't have to, like, fight for seats on the lawn. And then, girl, that downpour on the people behind us, that was That was
Man,
rough.
we were lucky.
I thought somebody spilled their drink behind me, and I looked behind because I couldn't even hear it, and it looked like just gray. It was so like dense rain. People
Yeah,
are
next
building
time
tents out there.
we'll get real close seats. I don't think we'll ever get pit seats because Kinsey won't be able to see, but we'll get as close as we can.
Well, if we find a solution for me to be able to stand, like some little mini stilts, I'll do it.
Or we just get there early.
Kaylin, do you know how much people pay to get those front row seats in the pit?
How much?
A lot of money because you also have to get the VIP stuff.
Like $1,000.
I mean, probably not that much, but it's possible.
I would drop it. I would if I had the
And
money.
then
I
you
would drop
also have to get there like butt crack, like probably like 2 days in advance.
We camping out, and the whole time we're like singing hymns.
How do you get in there when the venue's not even open?
Well, you don't camp out like that, Kaylin. It's more like you get there like a day before and you start lining up, and then when the venue opens, you like have a mutual respect for the other people that line up early, and whoever got there first is first. And but it's still like a whole thing because you have to go in. Like Dejanay had pit spots. She had to get there at before 8 a.m. because they said at 8 a.m. is when you get your wristbands. But there's already bitches there at like 8 p.m. the night before. They got there, they got their wristbands, I give everyone's number, and then usually you can go and come back like 2 hours later and they respect the wristbands of whose number's whose. But like you still got to get there like early, like the day before, and you start lining up sometimes depending on how big the artist is.
I'd do it. I'd do it.
And luckily his fans are nice because when I saw Five Seconds to Summer, once the pit was crazy and people were getting pushed and shoved, and Kinsey's really tiny and that's why I get nervous about stuff like that.
I love her defensive big brother side. She's like, Kinsey is
Kinsey
tiny, but that little girl was tiny who he wished happy birthday to.
Wait, it's like when I was in the wave pool and I was like, Mariah.
Literally.
When I thought Kinsey was going to drown in the wave pool.
I was this close though. And when Mariah picked me up, I was like, my savior, dude. And she just
literally grabbed you like a child.
That was so funny. And I couldn't stop
How did
laughing.
that little girl, that girl who it was her birthday?
I know. I said it looked like Hozier's was fine. I don't know for sure, but I said it looks like his pit was okay. I've just been to really bad pit concerts before.
Yeah, his honestly, like when I was looking from a distance, I'm like, they seem chill.
And then also we'll have to stand for that whole time. There's no sitting. We'll have to stand from
and no pee breaks.
Probably, I think Dejanay said from like 3 o'clock until the end of the concert.
Wow.
You know what I'd do? I'd start squatting at 3 p.m. I'd squat down there. I'd be looking at calves. I don't even care. I'd be like, I need to preserve my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables that go into getting general admission stuff, and you just don't ever know what you're getting into. So I didn't want us to risk it and then not enjoy ourselves.
First row of seats so that we're not in the actual pit.
That's what I said. We don't need to be on the pit. Plus, I don't know about you guys. I personally don't like being really close to the stage because you're looking at them like this. But if you take like first row, you're looking eye to eye versus like.
That's what I want. First row. First row.
Mm-hmm. Girl.
Just a comfortable spot where we can still sit and see him with our own eyes is nice.
But anyways, I was in a magical trance with where we were sitting. We were in the center. That very much made me happy. It wasn't too far away. I was like, wow, this is like the closest I've ever been to anybody. And like, I cannot describe when he had came out on stage. Like, obviously that was with the lighting, right? That's when he first came out.
Yeah, they had lighting and like a little fog and a spotlight on him.
Kaylin has the video where I said, he looks like an angel because he literally looked ethereal. He didn't even belong on the earth. I was like, what is he doing?
I'm so new to concerts that this is new to me that some artists shuffle in their best music and don't sing the entire Unreal Unearthed album or whatever they're singing. And so for a while I was listening to the album as if like I was going to hear it all in that order live. And Mariah was like, well, you're not. And I was like, oh. And so the one thing, though, is I was like, I have been imagining DeSelby Part 1 and 2 being the opening song, and it's the perfect ramp. It's like, it starts out so soft, and it builds up, and it's like some funky-ass, like, crunk Hozier. I love it.
Crunk Hozier compared to depressed Hozier.
But it's still so, like, raw and just visceral. I love it.
Yeah, and I
So-
love the opening being like in his native tongue, and all of that is so very unique. So I was glad
God,
that he was able
I
to
was
do
like,
that.
damn.
Am I embarrassed to say that I've never read the lyrics in English translated? I need to
No,
look
me
them up.
neither.
I never read them either. I was like, wow, this is really cool. I don't
Dude,
know any of these
yeah.
words.
I thought it was so first time at the concert. I felt like as if like I was understanding a lost language. I was like, oh, dude. So
I felt like somebody had written
Selby,
it in handwritten note. I was like, this is for
Selby in
me.
English. Let's see.
No, I did enjoy it. I will preface to the listeners, we did not listen to the openers. We don't even know who they were. We were too busy trying to find the funnel cakes to
We were
listen
trying
to
to find funnel cakes.
Okay, he says, "You are nice and bright, but come like the night, confused in disarray, together transformed. You are nice and bright, but come like the night. The art is transformative. It is a dark art."
Is that how the
But he
album
also-
starts off?
He also
That's
had
how
said
the
saying
Selby
that
outro.
we said we are transformative. We are art or something like that.
This might be a rough translation I'm
I don't
reading,
think
but
that's
yeah,
completely accurate because that's not what the.
I got you guys.
that's not what Hozier said.
That's
I
not
got
what
y'all,
Hozier
hold on.
said at a Hozier concert on the Hozier TVs.
See, I guess
got
it's
you guys,
only
I'll
meant
tell
for us.
you.
It's only meant for us to understand when we're at Hozier.
No, I got you right here. Someone
Oh,
on Reddit.
He enunciates what he
you
wants
go.
you to hear. All
Here you
right.
go. It says, "You are nice and bright, but come like the night, confused."
She's
in
reading the
disarray."
same one.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's what it said at the concert, apparently.
I remember him saying we at some point.
Let's go
Okay, let's
again.
watch the TikTok
we'll
video
record it.
from July 1st. Okay. I don't want to hear it. You arrived to me at nightfall. Arrived to me
See?
like night. You and I together. You and I metamorphosized. Yeah, I remember
See?
that line.
See?
Although you're bright and light, you arrived to me like nightfall. The art
Sorry.
of transformation. So the TikTok said, and that's definitely, I remember the metamorphosis line because I was like,
the art of transformation. Yeah. Ooh, save that. Send that to me.
already
Rachel,
lost
send it to me. Rachel.
I think that is such a
please,
perfect
please.
way to start the set list, and I think it's very fitting for the Unreal Unearthed. Now knowing the translation and knowing what this album represents.
Well, I got offended at the concert because I was so fucking excited and ready to crunk when I heard him introducing to Selby, and I heard some hick behind me, like a few rows, say, "Oh god, looks like we're gonna be stuck here for 10 minutes now." And I could have, like, rose from my seat like a fucking, like, demon and, like, kill him.
A demon?
I literally
Oh,
could
it
have.
ain't even that long. Why was he mad for?
Dude,
I
and
don't know.
it's so good. It's the perfect, like, first of all, the Selby Part 2 is a great song, like, of just, like, a Hozier hit. Like, but it's even better when you ramp into it with the Selby
Sounds
Part
like
1.
somebody was the straight boyfriend with the bisexual girlfriend.
Yeah, but if he knew what the Selby
first
Part
we
1 and
wanted to
2...
go. We wanted to go, but he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I was
Very
so
interesting.
angry.
Yeah, and then I feel like my soul had came out of my body when the concert started, and I was a different person, but...
Me,
Okay.
the fuck too.
I personally, unlike Kinsey, don't know his first album that well. So I am glad that the songs he sang were ones I actually knew from the first album.
Mm-hmm.
Except
His
for Cherry
first
Wine.
album. That's not
I
his
don't
first.
know Cherry Wine that well either.
No, but the next songs he sang are from his first album. It's Jackie and Wilson, and then From Eden.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Wasteland Baby. But yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Then you were correct. You were correct.
I actually knew those ones, despite not knowing his first album that well. But I was mostly taking in your enjoyment, because I was like, Kinsey knows these songs like the back of her hand.
I actually don't know the Unreal Unearthed songs that much. I only know, like...
Yeah, but he's saying, like, the ones that like, are good enough, you know?
The ones that I knew, I was like, yeah, like, what's this one? One
Like
came on the
Francesca.
radio. Yeah, one came on the radio yesterday, well, on my phone, on my car, and I was like, oh, I still haven't even listened to this one that much. So I was like, whoopsies. And that one was not at the concert. But he sang Movement, which is like my close to second, like Sunlight. So I was like, okay, all right, okay.
I know you didn't even know this. Did you look at the set list before the show? Because I every time like a song I knew was good was playing, I looked at you and you'd be like you didn't know he was gonna sing it.
Well, I
did not
remember
look at that list. I only looked. I was told about it a little bit, but I didn't like really go and look at it.
Yeah.
So,
do you remember, Kinsey, when? By the way, this is not in order. Anyways, Kinsey, do you remember when I started screaming and you looked at me and you're like, "What song is this?" And I was like, "Movement, dude," or it was Would That I. One of those two.
It was Would That I. Would That I is not one of my favorites, even though I still like it.
I started screaming, and you're like, "Girl!" Like you looked at me.
I was like, "This is one of Kaylin's favorite. This is Kaylin's."
What part was it? During Abstract, Mariah was having a moment.
Yeah, I don't remember anything during Abstract. I think my brain
I looked over at you. I looked over at Mariah and I touched her shoulder and I said, "And I'm still glad I met you." And she was like losing it, dude.
Yeah, Mariah. I have a photo of Mariah. Let me see if I can like. And I can't stop looking at it. Whenever I'm like looking at the Hozier photos, I'm just like, Mariah is embodying me in this photo. She has her eyes shut. She's crying. And she has her arms up. Wait, let me just send it to the group chat again.
I was having a whole spiritual moment during that song. I think
she's having a spiritual moment. Look at this fucking photo, guys. When it sends.
I think I had like a death and rebirth during Francesca, if we're talking about our moments.
That's gold.
Okay, look at her. Like, this is the funniest photo ever.
I knew he was gonna sing Abstract, but the second that song hit, this was literally me at the concert. I was like,
dude.
I couldn't contain hearing that song live. It was a whole moment. I am bummed that I don't hear Abstract and Unknown back to back because I think they are supposed to be played back to back, but I won't complain.
I agree.
Dudes.
Didn't he sing Unknown? He did, and that's not even on this list.
Yeah, it was his encore.
Oh.
To back it up a little bit, I want to talk about like the few times like he would like kind of say something because I know he said something before Abstract. I think he missed an opportunity to bring up like the fact that it rained because he was bringing up like, oh, it's a Tuesday. Yeah, well, I know, but I'm just saying like literally it's like see how it shines, but I don't know. I was about to say that though, Mariah. I was saying to back it up a bit. Let's talk about the storm just a little bit because it does tie into Francesca a little bit. And for me personally, how I feel is the storm affected people in different ways, like some good, some bad. But at least for me specifically, I didn't care if like I think you said along the lines, Mariah, that some of Hozier's equipment wasn't able to be like set up or like he was a little stressed out about it. It made it a little more special to me. Like the fact like people literally showed up through the storm. They're like, I would do it again. I would go through this fucking rainstorm for you again. Like I think that it made it a little bit special in a way, you know?
Yeah, I
came Poncho's ready.
I heard that he like had like dancing trees or something. I don't know. I've never seen clips of him outside of us seeing him, so I knew no difference. I think it was perfectly fitting.
Yeah. I loved it. And he introduced Francesca. He was like, speaking of tornadoes, and he like gets into the lore of Francesca and Paolo being this hurricane in hell. And I don't know, when he sang it, I feel like that was the moment I felt like the most in the concert, if that makes sense. Like I felt like I was really there.
I also think Francesca is such a submersive song. Like when I hear that shit in my headphones, because he plays with your fucking ears with that that audio effect that they do with your left and right ear, it's already such a submersive song. So then hearing it with that still same echo effect live in person really puts you in that place and in that setting of hearing the I would do it again and the wound up in the storm of all of it was very fitting for the venue.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I knew once Francesca was gonna hit, I was down for the count.
I was down.
Super special. Okay, I know like with the rain and stuff, people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's raining." For me, because it probably doesn't happen a lot. To like we were in a storm, not just rain. Like
Yeah, not just a rain, like a whole ass tornado touchdown in a city, like couple cities from us.
I know,
Yeah.
and I just thought that was like so cool. I remember when Kayla and I went to Lightbox, hearing that they had been in a drought, like literally for so long. And the week that we went for Lightbox, it rained every day, and everybody's like, "This is insane." Like it feels like a spiritual sign to a certain extent, and like I felt like Lightbox was super important to me in a turning point of what things to focus on as an artist. That's a whole different conversation, but like with it raining at Hozier's concert, like to me, it just felt like a really special marker. The concert itself was going to be a special marker to me because I don't like concerts. I don't like the vibe too much. I genuinely feel like I could only go to concerts if it's for someone I truly am like I love and I'm obsessed with. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
if Michael Jackson was live, I would go to a Michael Jackson concert because I'm in love with him, you know, but
Yeah.
I agree. There's people who enjoy the going out action of concerts, and then there's people where that's too much for me. Like the crowd and the noise is too much. But going and seeing someone you love, it's a very submersive experience. Which, speaking of going and seeing someone you love and submersing yourself in it, I want to talk briefly. Um, there were moments people got really like just as crunk as us, like for fucking like Take Me to Church, Would That I, like really big songs, and especially like the loudest song there, like that actually sounded like a stadium concert, was Too Sweet. It was like I could hear the crowd almost as loud as the speakers. Like it was insane. And it was actually really cool. And I wouldn't have mind, like I kind of was expecting that for the whole concert. And I remember in the beginning, I didn't feel silly at all. I was here for me. I was here for this concert, but I was almost like, "Dang guys, can we be a little bit more crazy for this man? Like, come on, like
people were just standing there.
make some noise for the man who showed up in the store." I was like
Yeah. I try not to
unfortunately,
I try not to hate on people because I understand that people enjoy media in their own capacity in different ways. But I've been to a lot of concerts where yeah, people just kind of stand there and they don't be singing along. And I've gotten to the point now where I've gone to concerts by myself and I'm like, I'm gonna scream every single line as loud as I can, as long as I know the words. And so I do remember at one point, Hozier, I was like screaming to fucking probably like Would That I, and I was like, "Where's everyone? Y'all don't know the words to this one."
yeah.
All the words to this one.
And maybe I'm just autistic about this Unreal on Earth album, but specifically, I noticed his audio. So he was singing, was it the bridge or the chorus? If I were any closer, like that part. And there was this like backup singing that wasn't happening from the backup singers, and it was absent. So I decided, I was like, instead of singing along, I want to sing that part. So I was singing that, and I was listening around, no one else was, and I was like, y'all, this would sound so cool as a crowd if we could organize and sing the parts that he's not singing, which I think is intentional from him. And Hozier, if you hear this, just keep it up. I'll keep singing as loud as I can from the back.
The whole like you sing type of shit. Like when Niall Horan told me you sing, I sang, bro. And I think it's something that's not as popular in Western concerts. Because when I went to that K-pop concert, everyone knew like which part the fans chanted at, which parts the fans sang at, and I think we need to normalize having fan chants at Western media concerts.
I disagree with specifically this song and this artist, because the thing about Hozier is like his music is already worthy of it being chanted. It's just we need to preach it. I need to go around door to door.
Those background vocals that you're saying that no one was singing, we should normalize people like that. You're right. The audience should sing that back, and it would sound so cool.
It would. And so
I was so happy when everybody was singing Too Sweet. I was like, oh my god.
Like next time he comes around, I literally will be taking to Twitter or passing flyers out like, guys, during the Selby part 2, make sure you sing this part. Gotcha. Okay.
Get on Twitter. Get on Stan Twitter, Kaylin. Make it happen.
Because they already do that during, which one is it? That's not tonight. It's Would That I, right? Yeah, Would That I. Yeah, they already do that.
Yeah.
Like they let him have his moment and they sing the background. It sounds so good. And that's what I'm just saying is like, maybe I'm the only one here with my two besties that are that intense about Unreal Unearthed because I came here for Unreal Unearthed especially because it's my personal favorite, and nobody just besides Too Sweet. And when I heard how loud people got for Too Sweet, I wanted to look around like y'all are all fake TikTokers.
Yeah.
That's
No,
how
I
I
mean,
felt.
even during Abstract when he's fucking yelling the See How It Shines, I felt a little silly, but I was screaming as loud as I could.
Yeah. I gotta give credit though. 3 rows back, whoever that crowd was, they were crazy, especially
They
about
were going
Wasteland
ham,
Baby.
bro. When almost came on, they were like, "Oh, here we go." That guy behind us literally was like, "Here we go, here we go."
Dude.
Literally, he started like
That was
made me
us in
sing
another
that
universe.
Hozier switched up the back of the end of the song, and that guy behind us was like, "Oh shit, oh shit." I was like, "Yeah, yeah." I needed them to come by us. Like,
Literally.
I wish they would have been closer to us because I feel like we would have been like buddies.
If you guys are the trio 3 rows back, and I turned around when you accidentally sang "So Move Me, Baby" too soon, and I turned around and said I sang it too soon, and he said that's embarrassing because we both said "So Move Me," and Hozier was not singing that part. We were like, ah, oh no, and we were like laughing.
That part happened. He said, "Damn,
damn." If that was you, like, shout out on our Instagram or something.
Shout out to you. Come to the next Hozier concert with us when he's close by again, and we will make it.
We will get pit seats, and we'll fucking get crunk for him, and like he'll be like, "Damn, y'all,
we'll
Clevelanders."
Back for Hozier.
That's what I was thinking, and people are like, I feel like some people are like, "This is the Too Sweet guy. Let's go check it out. Let's get something to do." And they're like I was looking around, and there were like some of those like. They didn't look like they were having fun. Like their faces looked like they were bored. I was like, you don't know the gospel yet. Raise your hands.
No.
Raise your hands and get this energy. Get these good vibes.
God, you need
yeah,
save.
I hear it is like someone with Hozier and where he got his popularity, where people might know his new music and not his older music or something because he just got his first #1, so people are probably like, "Oh, Too Sweet, what is that from? Hozier, Unreal Unearthed. Oh, let me listen to Unreal Unearthed." And unfortunately, a lot of his songs don't sound like Too Sweet, and also, if they only know Unreal Unearthed and they don't know it to that depths or his previous albums, they're not gonna think he's like
don't
that.
know him the way I know him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you've had time to prepare. Anyways, I binged Unreal Unearthed so fast.
She's read Dante's Inferno. Memorized Unreal Unearthed from front to back. She's like, you had time to prepare. Get out of my
people
face.
Just know him as the Take Me to Church guy, and then the younger generation just knows him as the Too Sweet guy.
Did you guys see that interview where this like really like I don't know, she looked like some Gen Alpha like or Gen Z interviewer, like I don't know, journalist. She asked him, she said, "So how does it feel to not be a one-hit wonder? Isn't that great?" And he literally got so offended. He's like, "I guess." Like he was literally like
people low-key offend that man all the time in interviews.
Serious?
Yes.
Oh my god. I think I'd start crying as a fan next to him that she'd say that to him.
Like I'm over here. I'm hearing feedback. Somebody needs to fix that. I'm over here deeply like connecting with songs like outside of Take Me to Church, outside of Too Sweet. Like Too Sweet at this point, it's gotten to that popularity where it's overplayed. I'm not sick of it. It's an amazing song. It's just as poetic as the rest of his, but it's just overplayed because it's a #1 hit right now. I'm like, there's so many other songs that are just as poetic or just like to me even sound like it should be a hit. And it's like people just don't, I don't know. They don't get it.
I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah, look at Brood interviewer.
I mean, unfortunately, a lot of like artists, they have to put out like what I consider a radio hit. So Too Sweet is a radio hit, meaning the general population would enjoy it. But once you get past that radio pop, like the music gets so much more intricate. I mean, I've been saying that even since like I was a kid listening to Justin Bieber. Like if you can get by one time, the rest of the album's amazing. But obviously one time is what the general population is just going to get stuck in their head, that they will listen to him again without elaborating.
Too Sweet was still a really good song. Like
it was, but if you look deeper past that, the other songs are so much more elaborate lyrically.
Well, no, yeah. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that it irritates me that people who maybe just like Hozier for Too Sweet, because it's a very conceptually easy song to understand, have the audacity to say that he's a one-hit wonder when
he's the Take Me to Church guy.
yeah, like you don't have to be so incredibly popular. Every single person likes your music. Like some people don't have the bandwidth to understand quality music and art. Okay, like I just hate this idea that people think that whatever's popular has to be good, and that's not always the truth. And obviously, I think Hozier is incredibly popular. He has a huge fan base. He just does, not all of his songs align with mainstream pop because he's not a pop artist, So
Yeah, for example, funny how true colors shine in darkness and in secrecy. If there were scarlet flags, they washed out in the mind of me. Where a blinding light shone on you every night, where you were held frozen like an angel to me. Like, oh my god, y'all.
like,
Y'all don't even know.
you saying like I was so obsessed with you, I had my own definition and view of you. Then that's why I was unable to see all of the things that weren't working with you.
Mm-hmm. And in darkness and in secrecy, like how they shine brightest in that. Like, getting chill bumps right now. And there's so many other good examples. Like that's just one off the top of my head, but it's like even in Too Sweet, like the whole like you're sweet as a grape, but if you could sit in a barrel, like you need time to wise and live life the way I've lived life because he's getting older. That's the reality. Like he's not here for maybe some naive person. He's like, you need to grow wiser and get a bolder taste to you because you're too sweet. Like
This is why people think that Hozier is a fake man. They're like, he can't be that good of a feminist with the lyrics he writes.
yeah. Well, like literally, I don't know. There's so many like, especially male artists. The way that they write women is very objectified and so like bitches and hoes. Like, and the way that he writes about women is very much like, as they should. These little goddesses, these goddess creatures that have like crossed the earth. And when he does write his spicier songs, they're still tasteful.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
you've seen Kaylin. I'll cut this part, but there's like a whole lot of discord of people who are like, Hozier can't be that nice of a person that he is. Like writing the lyrics he is. Like there's no way he's like. I've talked to Kinsey about it. They're like, there's no way he's like this hyper feminist. It's all a ploy or whatever. I can't remember the Discord because I don't pay attention. But
that because I think he's a great person.
They're like, well, why are his relationships not working then if he's such a great gentleman?
But that's so dumb because like
oh
my god.
So it's just some discord.
I don't think you need to cut it, actually. I mean,
no, I'll cut it.
I don't think you need to. Anyways, gosh,
satirizing. I don't think you need to cut it. Actually,
there's actually a lot of people who talk about this as of lately. I don't know what he did specifically that
everyone's gonna have
this.
a problem with everyone.
Yeah, and I just don't think it fits the conversation we're talking about. That's why I'll cut it. So overall, we can talk about Kaylin has a newfound love for Nina Cried's Power after hearing it live.
I said that I see why it's necessary for on the set list. The conversation was, I was like, dang, there's not as many Unreal and Earth songs on here as there are from other albums. So I went through and I cut a few songs and I cut that one only because like I have a bop list and like that one, Kinsey. It's a good song. I cannot like I can like the song without
pop. It's got some deeper roots in it.
Yeah, it has to
stay. It has to stay.
Yeah, I see why it has to stay now, but originally Mariah roasted me because she said it's necessary, and I see why it's necessary now. It's just originally I was like, dude, this Unreal on Earth tour, I want more Unreal on Earth. Give me the Selby Part 1 and 2.
It's selfishness. I get it.
Talk about his speech.
Shut up.
I can't.
I just want freedom in the world. Kaylin's like, give me Dish Shelby.
Just Selby.
Okay,
can I be honest? I think I need to like when we talked about Nina Cried Power, that was when I was first listening to Hozier and there was already so much deep diving and reading I had to do. And I remember you guys talking about it. I don't think I really read or understood the song, like really on a deep level.
I will never forget when we first talked about Hozier, Kaylin's opening line, because the album starts with Nina Cried Power, was, yeah, I actually kind of relate to it. Like when he says, it's not the waking, it's the rising. Like, you're right, I can get up, but I just can't get out of bed in the morning. And me and Kinsey both were like,
No, I was the Roblox head. I was like, what?
I will never forget that.
But also, I was like, me too, but that's not what that's about.
I still don't understand the lyrics. Like, maybe I just need it.
It's rising. Like, it's not being self-aware of the problems in the world. It's about actively getting up and doing something.
Yeah.
It's not the waking, it's the
So
rising.
having him before he sang that song and give that speech about like Black people, Ireland's civil
no, I
rights.
got it, dude. He put it right in my face. I got it after he said that.
I know.
But I'm saying the lyrics.
I was talking for the listeners.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought you were talking at me. Continue.
Hearing him get up and use that moment on stage to talk about like minorities, Black people, the civil rights movements, and not only in America but in Ireland, gay people, and then go into Palestine, which is a huge thing. Like, shout out to Hozier for that. Even though hella people walked out before this encore happened, which was wild. I think it's very important to see artists do something like that and using time that he could have been performing or promoting himself or doing anything else that didn't have to do with himself. It was really nice, and I think that song is so fitting, and that's why it has to. I think I would be shocked if he that song from his set list ever. Like, even hearing it back to back after Take Me to Church and then hearing Near Cried Power, like, I don't think he'd ever remove that at this rate.
Yeah, it has to stay. I completely agree. I just need to go and understand the lyrics. Like, I'm talking about not the choruses and not the intro. I'm saying the whole song, because that's how I get. Some of Hozier's songs are on a level of poetry or like just symbolism, or it's deep, that unless I research it, like, my brain just will not comprehend it. I have to do that even with other popular artists, not just him. Like, if they are singing too fast, or, you know, there's like some sort of analogy, I have to look it up. I'm like, what are they talking about? What does this mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes I still miss something.
You know what? I just realized, Mariah. Hozier's a Pisces sun and Mercury, and my 8th house is Pisces. So when he literally speaks, he speaks to like the deepest parts of my 8th house. That's probably why I'm all like, Hozier.
Yeah, well, my 7th house is in Pisces, so I think like we were like more destined. I don't know what to tell you.
It's like you were meant to like be married.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay, all right.
He's a great dude. That's why I think you enjoy like some of his like more in-depth songs about like intensity love, like sunflower, god damn it. Sunlight and stuff like that. And if you actually fully sat down and listened to Unreal on Earth, like, there's certain ones I think would really speak to me. Like, give me nobody and sing, because I want to feel that type of love. Thanks, Hozier.
Thanks. I tweet about once every 3 months. I didn't know Hozier invented love. Like, he did though.
Yeah. He did though.
Anyways, that's like the end of the podcast.
No, it's not. I just want to say one more thing about Unknown. That shit rocked my world. Just like almost as hard as Francesca, but I feel like there was one moment where I tripped myself up during Unknown where I was trying to record and it didn't work, and that freaked me out. But like, had I just maybe enjoyed myself in the moment, like, it would have done it just as much.
Yeah, he seemed
I
like
wasn't ready. Caitlin was like, "Mariah, record," and I was like,
He seemed like he had some malice in his words, in the sense of like, clearly somebody had to have made him feel that way when writing that song.
Season had started. I bet you he was thinking about them.
Oh, yeah. Mariah puts on her glasses. Yeah,
it's such a good song. It really is, and
I'll send you my video, Caitlin. I forgot to send.
Yeah. Also, the lore, guys. Last Circle of Hell. Everybody's frozen, and he makes multiple things about like ice and like freezing and walking across lakes of fire, which, you know, literally Dante walked across a lake of boiling blood that sinners were boiling in to get to the bottom Circle of Hell. Shit like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I liked hearing Francesca when the effects on the screen were changing and we were going underground.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was pretty cool. Well, guys,
I have to go because Dean is scratching at my door.
Okay. We'll talk next week with whatever Kinsey makes us watch.
Surprise as always. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. I'm in a band.
Bye.
Bye. I love you, Mariah. I'm gonna be hopping off too because